are abhorrent, Renner. You're crazy. Look at you. You are so disgusting. Clean yourself up. Fix the Monopoly pieces, Renner.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm so happy to have with me here to discuss the new film Renner, which does come out very soon, on Friday, in fact. Uh, Director Rob Rippberger and the star, Frankie Muniz himself. How you guys doing today, guys?
Yeah,
Great to be
fantastic.
here. Yeah.
Good,
Thanks
good.
for having
Let's
us.
start here. Rob, what's it like having a great cast like this? I mean, you get Violet Dean, who's great, Frankie here, and Taylor Gray, who I've seen in like three movies this year, and he's been doing all this stuff, and he's great and everything. What's it like getting to work with these guys every day?
Yeah, I mean it's really fantastic. I mean, it ultimately creates a great starting spot, and then there's the work, and uh what I really set at the beginning of this beginning of production is like we're after truth, we're after these characters, we're after real moments, and if anybody doesn't feel like we're there, like stop us. And so that too, everybody just knew like we're here to bring our all. This is the place to exhibit your all, like all good ideas forward. And you're working with people who have just fantastic idea after idea. So great experience, and yeah, it very much comes through in the film.
It does. I have to say, Frankie, what draws you to something like this? Because I haven't seen you do anything like this in a long time. The last time I saw you do something similar to this was the episode of Criminal Minds that you were on.
Yeah. You know, the episode of Criminal Minds is probably always one of my favorite things that I got to do, maybe because it was so different. And I think that's something that did draw me to this as well, right? I remember reading the script and couldn't stop reading it. But what I thought I was reading, like what I thought the story was going to be on page 20, was not the story it became by page 50, and definitely not the story it became by page 90. So the fact that I was so excited to see that crazy progression and the kind of shockingness of just reading it, I knew I wanted to be a part of it. Granted, like it's a very different role from ever I've ever played, very intense, crazy emotion, and I was a little intimidated by it, especially I haven't been doing a ton of acting lately, but I definitely haven't been doing anything like this. But Robert did such an amazing job with us, working with us, talking through everything, and I found emotion in me that I didn't know existed. And I'm really, really happy how the movie turned out, and I hope people have check it out and are surprised by the movie and me and everybody. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I think they're going to be surprised by what they get out of you because honestly, I don't know what you did, Robert, but you got something different out of him that I've never seen from him. And I've seen a lot of your work, Frank. You know what I mean? Like you've been around the same, on this earth as long as I have. We're about the same age. I grew up
Yeah.
with Malcolm as like a friend on TV. So like I get it. You know what I mean, man? Like, but I've never seen you in this way. So whatever Robert did to you, let's have him keep doing that, bringing that
Yeah,
out of
what'd
you.
you do to me, Robert? Okay.
Listen, if you don't want to talk about it, Frankie, we're on the doll. Did he touch you? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, Robert, really, we're no. This was great, man. I want to talk about the chemistry between Frankie and Violet, and you can both speak to this, both as you and Violet working together, Frankie, and you, Robert, seeing them on screen. It felt really, really good. There was a little spark of electricity to that. How did you get that to happen, and Frankie? How did that feel from your end?
Yeah, I mean, really the key is like is anchoring everything in something real. And Frankie and I had a conversation in the beginning where it was like, look, I think this character is a lot more you than you realize. And that may have been kind of jarring to hear, but I think that ultimately opened it all up because then it's like, oh, I don't have to try to play somebody else. I'm just like kind of being me and drawing on what I know, and we can push it in different directions and play with stuff. And we certainly did a lot of like just playing with scenes and doing kind of improv, and then it's alive, and then it's live for everybody. And so then when Violet comes in, like they don't know what's happening, and I give direction to one and don't tell the other, and like then the whole thing has a spark, and you're catching moments that are genuine because I don't know what's going to happen. Frankie, Violet doesn't know what's going to happen. It's emerging on screen.
And what was that like for you, Frankie?
I mean, I've never really done a lot of ad libbing, like ever in my career, because like on Malcolm, they were very strict. Like you said, what was on the page, like to a T, right? There was no room for trying different things. So I've never fully been comfortable doing that, right? I'd rather just say what's on the paper because it's on the paper, right? It's got to be right. But we definitely, there were scenes that we would just go, like me and Violet, like we would just start and it wasn't even close to what was on the paper, but there were moments in there that were so good, right? It was a lot of fun. um Violet, I remember her coming in for, we did like one rehearsal day right before we started filming, and then even the first day she was on set, like she's an incredible actor, and I almost felt intimidated by her, right? Like, oh shoot, like I don't know if I can keep up with like how good she is. But that worked for the character throughout the first, bit of the movie, right? Because he's nervous, he's intimidated, he, doesn't really know how to approach her, and there were elements I could definitely take from me personally, to go into it. And even where I was staying, it's like, I'd finished filming and every day was intense because there's so many intense scenes in this movie. There was no easy day where you're just like, oh, it was light and easy. And I'd go home, and I was staying in this apartment, and it was really kind of poorly lit and kind of a little dingy, and I don't know how to explain it, but it was a weird thing where it almost kept me in that moment that I was in when we were filming, and hard to distinguish what was filming and what was real life. And I've never had that before, but I used it to my advantage to pull something out of me I didn't know I could do. But I'm happy I did, and I hope people accept it.
No, you can, it's clear that you pulled something out of there, and I got to tell you, it's interesting that you mentioned that because it's really hard to be. It's really easy to be nervous around somebody that looks like as beautiful as Violet is. It's really easy to be nervous around a beautiful
She's
woman
all right.
who's also smart, who's also a very good actress. You know what I mean? Somebody talented. She's all right? It's
She's all
Frankie.
right.
Now, I have one last question for you. It's just, I always ask, I end all my interviews with the exact same question. It's the hardest question I'm going to ask you all day. It's really fun, though. Have fun with it. You have two movies you can watch for the rest of your life. What two and why? Yeah, don't look at me like that, Frankie.
I'm really bad at this question. I'm going to say movies that you're going to judge me on, but
I'm going to judge you
I've been
anyway.
thinking about this lately. I'm a romantic, like a rom-com type of guy, but like I love Love Actually,
Me too.
and I love Jerry Maguire. Those two are those are probably no one's ever said those, but those are mine.
Actually, Love Actually is a very popular one. Normally, it's with the
Okay.
female interviewees, but yes,
Well.
Love Actually is amazing. I'm a rom com guy myself, Frankie, and no judgments here from that. Robert, what you got for me?
Let's see. I also love Jerry Maguire, and I've probably seen that like 15, maybe 20 times. Let's see though. It would probably be maybe War of the Worlds, the Spielberg version. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
like action packed. It has so many elements going at it, and the other one is just like I love to laugh, and Talladega Nights is like a never ending
Yeah,
good laugh.
those are good ones. Honestly, those are both good
Thank
ones.
you.
I personally would have picked It Happened One Night, which is like the original
Sure.
rom com screwball comedy. So,
Right.
like, I get it.
Any
So,
Hugh Grant movie, count me in.
Notting Hill, About a Boy. I can
That's
keep
what I'm
9 months.
saying.
I can keep
There you
going,
go.
No,
man.
music and lyrics, pop goes my
Musical
heart. I'm
lyrics.
gonna start singing right now.
Dude, it's the best. I love it. Now, if anybody wants to get a hold of you guys to talk about the movie, where can they find you guys on the internet, and where can they find the movie if they want to check it out? I know it's unlimited, so
You can buy a stars map on Sunset Boulevard and find my address. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Um,
don't do that.
I'm on Twitter at Frankie Muniz and Instagram at Frankie Muniz4 because the first three were already taken.
Yeah. And for the film, it's Renner movie on Instagram or Renner the movie on for the website. And my Instagram is also just Rippberger, and can catch me there.
Awesome, guys. And make sure you check the film out when it comes in limited on Friday, the 7th of whatever month this is, February, I guess.
Yes.
It's been a long year already. And make sure you tell these guys how much you love the movie after you walk out of it. The movie's called Renner, starring Frankie Muniz, Marsha Gay Harden, and Violet Bean. Make sure you check it out on Friday. With that, it's been Film Style Reviews. This is William. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys, gentlemen.
Thank you.
See
Thanks for
ya.
having us.